Here we go. Oh, it's very dark. That's not right. Yes, it has been a struggle getting the lighting right in this video. We're live. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm making another video for you today. So today I decided to do a pretty simple, some might call it a cop-out. I just call it, I'm just learning what I'm good at on this thing. So I'm gonna do a Q&A. It seems easy enough, pretty hard to screw that up. You ready, Whitney? Yeah! She's ready. So I asked you some questions on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then I'm sorry, you missed out on your one and only opportunity to ask me your burning questions. I'm joking, I'm sure there'll be many others, but you missed out on this particular one. I have the questions on my phone, I've screenshotted them, so I'm gonna answer as much of them as I can, and hopefully this is interesting. I'm sure you guys will all let me know down below if this bored you to death or if this was super fascinating for you, so hopefully it's the latter. So, ooh, this is fun. You guys asked some good questions. Let's start off with a really serious one. Would you rather be chased by 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? I didn't want to get personal in this video, but I guess I'm gonna have to. I would rather be chased by 100 duck-sized horses because that just sounds adorable to me. And one horse-sized duck sounds absolutely terrifying. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I think it was last summer, there was a massive blow-up rubber duck in the Toronto harbor for like a few months. I'm not sure why. I never saw it, I only heard about it, but I'm just imagining that chasing me, and I don't think that's something I'd want, so. Okay, next question. What was your first reaction when they told you you were gonna be Layla in All American? So this is actually a pretty fun story. I'll try and condense it because it's a little bit long, but I auditioned for the role actually originally of Olivia Baker. And I put myself on tape from Toronto on a Thursday, sent the tape off to LA. The next day I found out they wanted to test me for the role, which was super exciting. So on the Monday, I flew out to Los Angeles with my dad, who was there with me for moral support, thanks Dad. I spent the whole week in LA doing auditions. We did network tests, studio tests. I actually auditioned alongside Michael and Sam. So I've known them from the very beginning. We've been through the thick of it together, really bonded us. And sort of halfway through the week, they asked me to audition for Layla. And in my final audition, I actually read for both roles and I ended up booking Layla. I was on the Santa Monica Pier with my dad. I got a phone call from my agent and manager, which that's usually a really good phone call or a really bad phone call. In my case, it was a really good phone call, which was awesome. And they told me that I booked the part and it was really exciting. And I was laughing and crying and my dad was there and it was super magical and the sun was setting and we were by the ocean and it was pretty picture perfect, actually. Will you ever come to Hawaii? I would love to come to Hawaii. First of all, it's so close to LA that I feel like it's almost sacrilege not to go to Hawaii. So yes, I would love to come. There's a lot of places in the world I would love to visit. Hawaii is definitely on my list. Which CW show would you like to guest star on? Ooh, I think Batwoman, because I mean, Ruby Rose, come on. Could we do like a all-American Batwoman crossover? What would that be like? Leave some fan fiction below of that combo, because I am intrigued. Where in the world have you been to that you liked the most? That's a really difficult question. I've been very fortunate. I've gotten to do a fair bit of traveling. It's something I grew up doing a lot. It's a huge part of what my family enjoys to do together. So I love different places for different reasons. One of my absolute favorite places in the whole oh my God. One of my absolute favorite places in the whole world is Havana. Another one of my absolute places is St. Petersburg, Russia, where I was born. And another one of my absolute favorite places is London, England, which I would love to, at one point in my life, live in for an extended period of time. So those are probably my top three. Although I'm sure when I'm editing this, I'm gonna be like, what about this, this, and this, and this? But I love everywhere I've been, but those are probably my favorite at the moment. If there's one artist you could make a song with, who would it be and why? That's a really good question. I think right now it would be Maggie Rogers. I'm the biggest fangirl. I absolutely love her stuff. I have her record. She's all I listen to at the moment. I think she's just an angel. So Maggie Rogers, if you'd like to collaborate with me, I have mediocre ukulele skills and like a 7 out of 10 voice. So if you're interested, let me know. Would love to make something happen with you. If you could go back in time, when would you go and why? It's a very interesting question. You know, I think people of a certain race are a little bit more limited in like what times they would like to find themselves in. So it's a bit of a tricky one. I'm gonna play it safe and go with like the early 90s would be super fun. I was born in 91, but I would love to be like a teenager in like 1994, you know? That sounds like a good year, 94. Good music, good movies, good fashion. It's not all good, but like, let's be honest, we're kind of dressing like it's the 90s now anyway, but I'm gonna go with the 90s. Have you ever played sports? You appear super tall. I get a lot of questions about my height. I'm 5'8.5". Have I ever played sports? I was a gymnast for many, many years. I started off doing artistic gymnastics, which is tumbling and like bars and beam and all that stuff. And then I did rhythmic gymnastics from the ages of 12 to 18, which is when you use like ribbons and balls and hoops and all that stuff. So I love both of them. I also swam growing up. Yeah, I was quite the athletic kid, you know. I was a bit of an athlete. Were you nervous on the set of All American? I think when we first started, I was nervous. It is my first big American project, and the scale of how they do things out here is definitely bigger. So it was, you know, I was in a new place, I was with completely new people. I was on a network that I grew up watching and was really excited about, but was also really nervous and wanted to do a really good job. So I was definitely nervous through the first few like weeks of like doing promo and meeting everybody, but the cast really bonded really early on. So I think once we sort of built that bond and had that, then it just felt like, you know, there's so many of us on the show. We're so lucky. It just feels like a little family, and you have this little insulated bubble of friends. So now I'm probably a little bit too comfortable on set, but I definitely was nervous in the beginning. Have you ever considered other careers, or was acting your dreamhood? Was acting your childhood dream? Sorry, I can't read. I don't know if I made that clear. Let's try that again. Have you considered other careers, or was acting your childhood dream? Acting was definitely my childhood dream. There are other things that I'm interested in that I would love to pursue as my career goes forward, but in terms of my dream and what I really saw myself doing from childhood, it was always acting. So yes, it was my childhood dream. Would you rather go without a cell phone for the rest of your life or without TV? Without TV, I think, because I mean, you could watch everything on your phone now. I just get my streaming apps. I could probably even get TV on my phone. So yeah, cell phone. I mean, does anyone even have cable anymore? For sure, cell phone. How were your high school days? I absolutely loved high school. I was in the arts program, so we essentially had half of our day was arts-based and half of our day was academic. And I just had like the best group of teachers and an amazing group of friends. So I really liked high school, which I don't know if I feel like that's rare. I feel like a lot of people just can't wait to leave, but I had a really good high school experience. I was really lucky. Ooh, this is a good one. What is your favorite beach you have been to? Ooh. Okay, in California, my favorite beach is definitely El Matador Beach in Malibu. It is just the most magical, beautiful place. It's an awesome drive down the PCH to get to it, and then the actual beach itself is super beautiful. My favorite beach that I've ever been to, I think maybe Tulum in Mexico was pretty amazing, because you're just like swimming in this really beautiful warm water, and then you look up and you just have ancient ruins. And I'm a bit of a history nerd, so. What's your favorite part of your job? Definitely that every day is different. It takes me to like amazing places in the world. It allows me to meet new people. It exposes me to some really incredible opportunities that I'm super grateful to have. And it's pretty cool to like meet the people that you grew up watching, or get to work on networks that you grew up watching. So I think this show especially has given me a really cool platform, and it's really allowed me to do a lot of the things that I've always wanted to do and meet a lot of people I've always wanted to meet. And of course, I just genuinely love the actual work. So 10 out of 10, would recommend. When you came to Portugal, did you like it? I loved Portugal. I was in Portugal this summer with my family for, I think it was about 10 days. We were in Lisbon, Sintra, and Porto. I would love to go back to Portugal and spend more time there. We were based in Lisbon when we went, but I think next time we go back, I'd love to be based in Porto and really explore it, because we just had one day in Porto and it was not enough. I did have this amazing sandwich. If you've been to Porto, I'm sure you've at least heard of it if you haven't had it. It's called the Francesinha. I'm definitely butchering that. And it's essentially this sandwich full of different cured meats, covered in cheese, and then covered in a beer and tomato gravy and served with an egg on top. So super healthy, balanced meal. Yeah, I think it's keto. I don't know. I'm joking. It was delicious though. What's your favorite dog breed? French bulldogs. It used to be pugs, but yeah, Frenchies. I think they're just like little cherub dogs. I love them. I want one desperately. Send me all your French bulldog memes. I'm obsessed. They're the absolute, I just love them. What's your favorite sport? My favorite sport, basketball. My favorite team, obviously, the NBA champs, the Toronto Raptors. It's super fun, it's fast paced, keeps me on the edge of my seat, and it doesn't hurt that, my hometown is the winning team this year, so. Oh, my mom asked a question. She wrote, your favorite season, vacation destination, and place in LA. So 3 separate questions. Mom, thanks for being such a good participant. Okay, my favorite season, easy, is autumn. And it makes me really sad because there are no seasons in LA. There certainly is not an autumn. The leaves don't change color here. The weather kind of cools off, but really, if you ever get to experience an East Coast autumn, that's the best. Vacation destination. Oh, I guess I already answered that. Place in LA. My favorite place in LA, favorite place for what? To hang out, to eat, to hike? Mom, you gotta be more specific. Overall, anywhere by the beach, because I didn't grow up by the water, but I really love being by the water, so I think that's one of the things that's so special about I think that's one of the things that's so special about LA is that you have the ocean, you have mountains, you can snowboard, you can sail, you can hike, you can do just about anything here. What's your favorite place to travel to? I'm one of those people, honestly, that I'll go anywhere. I find beauty in any place. There's nowhere I won't go. I definitely have places that I, want to go more readily, but there's so much to see everywhere that I feel like to say no to go somewhere is kind of a waste. But I think the top 3 places on my list right now that I haven't been to yet are Greece, Spain, and Australia. What would be your advice to upcoming actors? Everybody's journey is different. I heard and read so many people in this industry growing up saying, don't have a plan B because then you won't commit to your plan A, or they would just throw themselves into this world and just kind of try to keep afloat. And I felt like if I'm not hustling like that, then I'm not doing it right. That's garbage. Do it the way that you have to do it. If you have to work a 9-to-5 job and then run to auditions during your lunch and after work like I did, then do that. You don't need to move out here with no money and live out of your car to be doing it the right way. But it also doesn't mean that you can't move out here with no money and live out of your car if that's what works for you. Just make sure you're doing whatever works for you, whatever keeps you sane, whatever keeps you motivated, and try not to let other people's opinions about how you should or shouldn't be pursuing this career get too much in your head, because that's what's really gonna throw you off. Anyway, believe in yourself, work hard, and if you don't get a role, it wasn't for you. That was a lot. I hope that was helpful. Favorite thing about working with the All-American cast? They're wonderful, they're funny, we genuinely all get along and hang out outside of work and enjoy each other's company and have so much fun between setups and in between scenes, and they're just a genuine joy and pleasure to work with. So that's my favorite thing. their company. How many languages can you speak? I speak 2 languages. English is not one of them. I speak 2 languages. I speak English and Russian. So English is actually my second language because I grew up in Russia speaking Russian with my family and then didn't learn English until I was 5 years old. But I think I have a pretty good grasp on it now. Some days are better than others, but you know, it's a process. Every day I'm learning something new. Okay guys, those are all the questions I'm going to answer today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was interesting. Let me know if you want me to do another one of these in the future. And yeah, I hope you learned something fun and exciting about me. Let me know like a fun fact about you. Make sure to follow me on Instagram because if I do this again, that's where I'll be asking for your questions. So I'll link my Instagram down below. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have an awesome day and peace out. A-Town down. Boo, 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 boo. Bye. I'll have to actually get up and stop this thing. See ya.